because dude, I've talked to some absolute fools on the internet today. I've talked about some fools on the internet. Guys, as you know, anytime we have a discussion about World of Warcraft, or World of Warcraft has any major new announcement or changes or anything, the collective Twitter sphere of World of Warcraft sweatlords absolutely lose their collective minds. This is something that has plagued this community since I first started playing World of Warcraft, when I was madly addicted to World of Warcraft. But you know, that was way before the days of Twitter. That was way back in the days of forums and so on and so forth. But you know, now it is Twitter, and now we have started a discussion of people losing their minds about how correctly the Plunderstorm changes and the Plunderstorm idea has sparked some discussion in the World of Warcraft community. Of course, many people don't like this. Of course, many people see this as a threat to World of Warcraft. Let me tell you, it's not a threat. This is actually the WoW devs listening. It's kind of more of a promise to make more interesting game modes and to make more, I guess, like drastic adjustments for the fun side of World of Warcraft. I think we saw this a lot with Dragonflight, actually. And I think this is only a good thing. By the way, I think this is a great thing. I've been advocating for these types of changes for a very, very long time. But even longer than I've been advocating for this kind of thing, and at least, you know, openly on social media and stuff, way before I started streaming. A little known guy, a little known streamer named Asmongold. I think that's his name. No, Asmongold. Everyone knows Asmongold. That's the joke. Has been advocating for these types of similar things as well. So, first of all, the Twitter sphere today has been blowing up with people really, really disliking what he's saying. So I want to discuss, first of all, what he is saying, and let's see what is going on. Because we have thoughts. I've made several long-form videos about my thoughts on World of Warcraft retail specifically, and what is wrong in the World of Warcraft community, and what is wrong in the development of World of Warcraft, and the basic principles and pillars of World of Warcraft retail, and how to fix that. Because let's be real, unlike what a lot of people think, in the top 0.001% of the World of Warcraft community, the Mythic Raiders, the Arena Grinders, we all just want a really good MMO again. And we want an MMO that we can all play and all enjoy, and see WoW's numbers actually grow. Because guess what? They haven't been. They've been shrinking since maybe the past 10 years. Just year over year. Just always shrinking. Even when the expansions are good. Like right now with Dragonflight. Dragonflight is a fantastic expansion gameplay-wise. And the numbers still shrunk. Why is that? I think we need to discuss this. So let's see what Asmongold, as he terms himself and his community dubs him, Baldy, is saying tonight. And let's start with this 1 minute clip. This is what everyone took out of context. He also made a long form video, but I'm not going to watch long form video right now. Maybe we'll do it later if you guys are interested. But let's at least see the 1 minute and then have a discussion.
As I said, here's how to fix WoW.
Okay.
Reset everybody's spells.
I agree.
And then remake every class with like 10 spells or less.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I had this. Okay, so I think we are on the same page. I've been talking about in my 2.5 hour long video, the deep dive into hero talents is what it started out as, and then it became quickly a discussion about retail itself. Every single class in retail World of Warcraft has like 15 buttons as a rotation. This is insane. Are you kidding me? Dude, like I said, okay, let's what is the Arcane Mage retail rotation? Let's see this. Because it is, I don't know how clear the information is going to be, because this is another issue with World of Warcraft, that the freaking Never mind. Okay, it's very clear. All right, excellent. So yeah, what are the big issues with World of Warcraft retail is that the rotations for anything are so obtuse as well that you have to basically do nothing but no life your fucking class in order to play at a high level, to raid at the mythic level, to arena at the highest level, and so on and so forth. So let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. Can I open this in a larger picture for you guys? I think so. Yeah. Here we go. Perfect. Guys, this is the Arcane. This is the way to play Arcane DPS editor. This is exactly illustrates my point. Pre-pull, you have to do multiple buttons. Then you like all of this entire thing. Dude, does this look normal to you? Does this look fucking normal to anyone who plays any other MMOs? This is absolutely insane. And this is the Arcane Mage opener. This is how you do just single target DPS. It's absolute. What am I looking at? Exactly. That is the exact point, Steel Zipper. So the rotations are so complicated because there are like so many freaking active buttons. The game has become convoluted. So, okay, so far we're agreeing with Asmongold here.
As I said.
Okay, let's continue.
Here's how to fix WoW.
Completely agree with this.
Reset everybody's spells, and then...
Okay, so they're just badly delivering the point because there's only 10... No, that's not... How can someone say that this is badly delivering the point? If someone looks at that doesn't know World of Warcraft retail, that, for example, is coming from Classic WoW, your head would explode, okay? See, you and I, Editor, we play retail World of Warcraft, so we're used to this. However, you should realize, Editor, this isn't normal. This is not a normal thing. Yeah, this is why people... Dude, Armgrim, you and everyone else, dude, so many people have quit retail WoW just to play Classic for that exact reason.
Remake every class with, like, 10 spells or less.
I should not need to have 15 active spells for my warrior, for a DPS warrior. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Number one. Number two.
Let's see.
Remove all raiding difficulties except for 40-man raids.
I don't agree with this point. I think this could be reduced down to a more palatable level to be simplify the rating difficulties, because right now there's so many different versions. It's a little overcomplicated and overconvoluted and frankly fucking bloated. So yeah, I agree with that part. And I think that's kind of what his main point is. And he loved 40-man rating. He loved the complication. He loved like the feel of epicness, and I can agree with that part as well. But I think 40-man raids is a bit of a step too far, in my opinion. That's okay.
And then make 40-man raids of the relative same difficulty as like Ulduar hard modes. Make them.
I mean, Ulduar. Okay. Let's see what the rest of his point is. But I think my point right here is that the game has become overly difficult and overly convoluted. So I think Ulduar hard mode actually illustrates more of my point, that we don't want that level of difficulty. Like, we want more of an, I guess, like an ICC level of difficulty. ICC was very complicated. It had some really interesting nuanced fights and everything. But it was also not overly difficult, in my opinion. Because, let's be real, Ulduar hard mode is when a lot of guilds quit WoW. That is when a lot of people that were playing WoW Classic, for example, it just ended up it blew up a bunch of guilds, and people started playing hardcore World of Warcraft, like just normal vanilla Classic. Why? Because it was very difficult. And like, I don't mind having difficulty in raids, and like, having the, if he means that is the upper echelon of difficulty, then maybe. Because like, that was still manageable, it was still learnable, but it was extremely, extremely difficult. And but it was also very rewarding. I can kind of see his point, but I think that might be a step too far as well. Let's go on.
Easier and make it to where there's way more people.
Wait, what does he mean easier? Hold on. Let's re-see this.
Difficulty as like Ulduar hard modes.
Okay.
Make them easier and make it to where there's way more people.
Okay, so he just said it in a weird, I guess, overly complicated way. He's saying make it easier than Ulduar hard modes, but make it 40 raids, 40 man raids, but also like make it, I guess, like nuanced fights that are not overly complicated, because Ulduar hard mode fights are not overly complicated. Maybe that's his point. If that's his point, then I agree. Because if he's saying just straight up Ulduar hard mode, that is overly difficult. If he's saying slightly easier than Ulduar hard mode, but at least have that level of complexity, that I can agree with.
Number 3.
Okay.
Remove all add-ons with no exception.
Absolutely. This is one of the biggest barriers of entry to World of Warcraft raiding. I've talked about this at length. It's the biggest, barriers of entry to World of Warcraft in general. And I think Plunderstorm really displays how good it is to play World of Warcraft without needing any extraneous programs, any extraneous things. And it's so funny and funny as in haha, but also funny as in it's fucking sad to see the WoW devs talk about how they had to make the fights in the Plunderstorm mode much clearer because no one was using add-ons. If that doesn't illustrate the problem with add-ons, I don't know what does. They are bouncing around the add-ons. They're bouncing around everyone having every single add-on that tells them exactly where the spot on the map is to move, what is shooting out, so on and so forth. This is a problem. That makes the add-on required. Look at FF14, for example. You have an add-on, you get banned. And you know what? They're able to bounce around the game not needing 15,000 different add-ons. It's amazing. It's almost like it makes the game less complicated and more fun for everyone. And the fights are clear. We are not asking for something crazy. If the fights become clear, there should be no need for all of these where to go and where to fight and where to move around and what the timers are add-ons that are basically an ultimate requirement in World of Warcraft. I agree with this.
That's about it, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think this also illustrates Dragonflight is a very W expansion, generally very, very good. And I think it does start to illustrate a start of a shift of philosophy for the World of Warcraft dev team. This is a very positive thing. I think these 3 steps, at least parts of them, are very, very important. The second one, maybe not, but like the first one, I don't know why there's feet on my page here, but it's because of this video. But yeah, Sid, buddy, thank you for the sub, buddy. I appreciate that. We love you, my friend. Great to see you. We're having a fun discussion. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
That's actually what I think.
Yeah.
Except details, especially details.
Absolutely details. Get rid of the WoW API, making every single fight a DPS meter race, as opposed to, can we down this boss, dodge the mechanic, and, have an actual interesting fight kind of discussion. This is one reason. Anything to get rid of the toxic WoW bro mentality of you have to do like a certain number of DPS or you're considered literally dog shit useless, even if you provide a lot of utility to the fights. This is a ridiculous mentality. It started as soon as details and DPS meters were added into the fights. Completely agreed.
Yeah. 3 steps to success.
Yeah, I agree with this. All right. So let's see. Of course, this produced a wild level of discussion. So let's look at the caliber of people. Let's look at the type of people that are giving some less than stellar and less than nuanced responses to Asmongold here, because I think this will illustrate further the problem that we have already touched upon. How to fix WoW according to Asmongold. NTIS26 says, after seeing the simplicity of Plunderstorm, Asmongold believes he has come up with a short list. He goes on to suggest that limiting spells. Oh no, he's actually just discussing it. Yeah, I agree with that. But look at the comments here. This is a list of things that would destroy WoW with a huge amount of likes and views. Brother Stop, 40-man rating, something no one wants. I understand about the 40-man. I think the 40-man is a little bit polarizing. Add-ons reliance on them, improving parts of the game they refuse to invest time in, makes the game feel god-awful. I completely agree with this. One of the big reasons that WoW has not moved forward in terms of UI direction and so on until Dragonflight was because of the over-reliance and the understanding that everyone was just going to download 15,000 mods anyways. So why not just let them do the heavy lifting? Bethesda has had this problem for years as well. Every Bethesda game, if you play it completely vanilla without mods, is just a lesser experience than if you download like 19,000 mods. And that shows, A, how good the mod community is, but it also shows a little bit of laziness. And I'm a big Bethesda fanboy. I love Bethesda games. This shows a little bit of an over-reliance on mods being able to fix the game as opposed to Bethesda being like, maybe we should just make the UI cleaner. Maybe we should just make perk trees a little more interesting. And so on and so forth, like it happened with Skyrim and so on. They were just like, the add-ons will fix it. Fuck it. But yeah. And then we get the level of this. When people don't have anything to say, at all, that for Asmongold, they always suggest he cleans his room. You know why? Because they have nothing valuable to add to the conversation. You see this shit all the time. It's so stupid. It's reductive. Okay, anyways. So let's look at an actual response for the good old quote retweets. Just go through his boss kills and Master Plus runs throughout the last 3 or 4 expansions. He only actively participated in 2 tiers. Every other tier, he got carried for 1 kill and then never ran it again. People put his opinion to a higher standard. This is the Mythic rating mentality. I want you all to know, when I'm talking about why it is a problem to balance for this level of person, it is because of comments like this. This illustrates my point beautifully. Thank you, JD. You're an absolute imbecile, and it really helps me make my point clear. This guy lacks the foresight to try to figure out why has Mythic rating numbers dropped off a fucking cliff. It is because of these overcomplications that everyone with that is quit rating as well, like me, has why we stopped raiding. We want more people to raid. The thing is, it is so inaccessible, the numbers have dropped off a cliff. There is a reason that his boss numbers have dropped off. It's not fucking worth it. B, the stories for the Mythic rating is dog shit. And C, every single time you complete a raid tier, you just have to wait for the next quest tier, and you all your gears is bubkiss anyway. So what the fuck is even the point? And then D, and most important, you add to all of that and permeate it throughout like a very nice lasagna sauce into the lasagna, that it is absolutely insanely difficult to get into raiding. It is made for the 0.001% of the World of Warcraft community, which is why no one does it. That's why. That is why the numbers have dropped off a cliff. So yeah, thank you, JD, for purposefully, ironically illustrating my point. And this is why you don't want to bounce around these people. This is not who you bounce around. And I think the WoW dev team is starting to realize this with the Plunderstorm changes and everything like that. But hopefully they take this to real heart for the War Within. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to make their changes that fast. The World of Warcraft dev community is a very, very large ship, and it takes a lot to make them steer a little bit. So I don't think this will happen relatively soon. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that make sense? If I'm not happy with the state of the game, why would I be playing it? This is the mentality of most people who play World of Warcraft, which is why the numbers have dropped off. That is our entire point. So yeah, it's absolutely reductive. It's absolutely ridiculous. Another example. Let's go back to here. Maybe we should start listening to people who are actually good at this game instead of whatever this is. Thoughts? This is a guy who is a Liquid. I think is he a Liquid streamer? Yeah, professional. Yeah, he's a pro player for Team Liquid. This is who the game is balanced around. It is balanced around the 0.001% that'll clear the content within a couple of weeks anyways, and then no one else can actually play the game. This is not who you balance the game around. And their one unifying thought behind anyone at the 0.001 upper echelon of gamers in mostly any game, but definitely, especially World of Warcraft, is that they only want the game balanced around them. If anyone has any thought that is not balanced around the 0.00 top 1% of the player base, they hate on the comment. They have idiotic, reductive thoughts, and they refuse any real discussion. This is a prime example. Liquid, Sam I am, you're an absolute fucking buffoon. Straight up. Yeah, exactly. Catering to good players, quote unquote, is how we ended up in this situation. Absolutely agreed with that. And this is why World of Warcraft's rating has gotten more and more convoluted, more and more complicated, more and more buttons, and everything. And this is even in a W expansion like Dragonflight. And I say this as someone who likes Dragonflight. We want World of Warcraft to be more broad, not less. And now let's see the other side of the why people don't play WoW as much anymore. And these discussions, while very reductive, at least are not completely insulting. So now we have me, of course, putting my 2 cents in. And so when you put your 2 cents in, you get rude comments like for Asmongold saying you should clean your room and everything. And then you get absolute buffoons who try to turn it into a personal attack situation rather than discussing the actual merits of the discussion itself. And so I just make the clear point. If you ask yourself, why has one of the biggest WoW nerds stepped back from WoW? I feel like some real information can be gleaned. It's a pretty clear comment, right, guys? I think it's a pretty clear comment. But instead, we get comments as replies to this, like, because WoW doesn't help you form a parasocial relationship with your viewers as much as farming React content does. You have TTV in your name, so you're biased. This is absolutely reductive and idiotic. The problem is that people like this are the top 1%. This is how they think. They don't care about anything but random pixels on the screen, but the upper echelon of completely dog shit and convoluted gaming that they're able to do and feel relatively accomplished about because their lives are generally empty except for Mythic rating. And then we have discussions like this, where people try to just lie about someone's content and about someone's, if you disagree with someone on the internet, they must be completely wrong in everything in their life, and they must have all their content based around things that we could lie about and make people disagree with them. Because the merit of the discussion is not what we should talk about here. It's what someone like Only Joshin thinks. I looked up his YouTube channel. He means me. The first 4 videos are him reacting to other videos. That is React content. That is what I believe that this person looks at. I want you guys to rate my discussion. It was a little bit, salty, but I think it was a pretty funny one. So let's grade the Corgi response here, because let me tell you, when someone talks shit about my content that I put a lot of effort in, that will get under my skin, and I will give you a response. I'm a positive streamer. I'm not a fucking pushover. So I think I said it best.
You know what? Normally I wouldn't bite, but you've gone around to 3 different comments trying to pull this bullshit narrative. Let me tell you, buddy. Let me tell you. If you want to take more than just a cursory glance and not lie, straight up lie, you'd see that my past several videos include everything from an incredibly deep dive into all of the trailers for Nintendo Direct, a fantastic deep dive of all the problems with social media, and many gameplay videos. So maybe you should realize you're part of the problem. All right? Shut the fuck up.
Maybe I didn't need to add that last part in, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you're gonna lie about my content, I'm gonna call you out. And I think more people. I think, you know what, guys? The last part is hilarious. Exactly. I think we need to really shame the Mythic Raiders, because these fuckers have ruined World of Warcraft. That is why World of Warcraft's numbers have fallen off. That is why the devs are fighting a losing battle. They're trying to cater to this dog shit audience of the upper 0.001% of the community that is always toxic about this shit anyways. This further illustrates the point of this is not who you balance around. Now, let's see the other side of the discussion here. Asmongold doesn't even play World of Warcraft anymore. His opinion doesn't matter. This pretty much in a nutshell is what a lot of people have responded to Asmon about, as I've fully illustrated. This is, by the way, Stay Safe, who's another large MMO content creator, focuses a lot on World of Warcraft and stuff as well. Let's read his actually very good comment that I agree with. I'd say his opinion matters even more. In reality, there are more people that have played World of Warcraft and quit for a multitude of reasons than there are people currently still playing. This is actually completely factually accurate. You can look up the numbers yourself. They're really easy to find. And this is completely true. The opinions of these people should be listened to in an effort to improve the game, given there's so many of them. If you're the CEO of Coca-Cola and you're losing customers to Pepsi, you don't disregard these people for not being loyal to the brand. You do market research to figure out why they left in the first place. Yes, this is exactly completely true, and this is why all of the Mythic Raiders, again, let me make this clear, should not be listened to pretty much at all. I think we should disregard every single one of their comments. I think their comments are exactly why World of Warcraft has gone downhill. And I think this is exactly why we need to start listening to casuals more. Casuals are the lifeblood of any game. Casuals are the lifeblood of World of Warcraft, and they always have been. Not listening to those casuals are why the numbers have gone down. And this is a really funny and very apt graph. We played WoW and quit for some reason, this gigantic circle, and in the small circle, we still play WoW. And their opinions basically amount to the opinions of those people don't matter. They don't even play anymore. Exactly. And the other problem is that in going back to Plunderstorm, Plunderstorm has revealed to the community a for fun game mode. And a lot of these issues taken out of that for fun game mode. And what do people argue about? The people who don't want to play Plunderstorm drop into two different categories. They're the ultra sweats who can't, just go in with their, 7-month long earned arena gear and just shit stomp absolute randos. Yeah, exactly. They want to eat the guppies. They want to eat the casual scum, correct? And they're pissed. And then the other group of people that are pissed. And this part I kind of, somewhat understand. I don't agree with them, but I do understand, like Anager in chat, for example. I'm not calling it out in a bad way. But they're like, oh, it's a BR, I don't want it. It's more than just a BR, so I just want to point that out. But I can understand that to a level. And a lot, like, I don't like BRs. So I had to actually watch the entire WoW dev blog before I was like, this actually sounds like it might be interesting. But that took a level of investment of time on my end before I played the game. So that the second group I can somewhat understand. But those are the only two groups of people that do not straight up want to play or like Plunderstorm. Those are the only two sets. And the first set is complete absolute dog shit people to listen to anyways. Second set I somewhat agree with. And like that's fine. That's totally fine. Like BR is an inherently popular mode of games, but it is also a little bit of a divisive one as well. So that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But yeah, W take, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of information and a little bit of a discussion on why people should not listen to Mythic Raiders. I think that is if the WoW dev community listens to less Mythic Raiders, makes the game a lot more simple and a lot more easily defined and easy to get into. That will only improve World of Warcraft in the long run. And really, for most people in the World of Warcraft community, except for the 0.001% of dog shit, useless Mythic Raiders, I think that's what everyone really wants. We only want World of Warcraft to be growing. We want it to be a better game, and we want to enjoy it more. Okay, so chat, let me read some of your comments here. First of all, Zaythoven, buddy, thank you so much for the sub, buddy. I appreciate it. Plunderstorm is a for fun game mode. It is very RNG, but it's for fun. Exactly. Hearthstone is fun. Yeah, exactly. I disagree a bit, Doc. Let's see. I think the bigger issue is the devs listening only to Mythic Raiders. Yes. No, I agree with you. That is the issue, Doc. I completely agree with you. I'm saying they shouldn't listen to Mythic Raiders. We're all in agreement here. I don't think Mythic raiding needs to be more accessible. I would say they both go hand in hand personally. I think they need to stop spending tons of resources trying to fine-tune raids based on like the 1,000 people who actually do those raids. Doc, I think we're agreeing on the same point from different angles. So, yeah, I think we actually agree with each other, but, you know, slightly differently. But I think we actually completely agree with each other. Halfway through the Plunderstorm video right now. Thank you, Chumbus. I hope you enjoy it, buddy. It looks interesting, but I'm so bad at PvP content, I'll only play a little bit of it. Yeah, I think, Moondrakes, I think the real key to understand is that Plunderstorm is just silly. Like, dude, last night, Aku and I, and with Aku and without, I played the solo mode without Aku, I played the duo mode with Aku. Aku and I did not place above top 10 more than, like, maybe 2 or 3 times. And that was it. And we played for, like, literally 5 hours straight. It's not a game mode that you go in to win, and it's just silly, and it was like really good, and it was really fun and really silly, and even like losing, it doesn't feel bad to lose because there's no skin in the game, and I think that's the really good part of it. Like I'm dog shit at the PvP as well, but also the PvP is very simplified. So it's like you have your R button and you have like 4 buttons, and that is all the PvP is based around in Plunderstorm. And I think that actually that simplicity is what makes it kind of genius, in my opinion, you know? It's kind of like the beauty of it. Issue that I think they should stop listening to them. I think they should listen to more people. Personally, I would say that goes hand in hand, Doc. Again, I think we're agreeing from different standpoints. But yeah, exactly. I don't understand the thought process that only listen to Mythic Raiders. I mean, for Mythic content they do, but their raid group is a bunch of clowns that need to wipe 10 times to know that they have a debuff from the fight, and they still clear heroics. So, like, it's not that hard and inaccessible, so what is the argument? I'm not understanding what you're saying, Editor. I'm kind of confused. I think the going to part of your discussion, the reason the World of Warcraft devs listen to Mythic Raiders, at least that part I can respond to, is that they're the extremely, extremely loud ass minority because they say shit like this. They know life this game, and they make like 10,000 posts on Twitter, and very, very negative ones and very, very loud ones. And so if the WoW dev community doesn't cater directly to them, they're the ones that are the most loud negative voices on the entire planet. As opposed to if the World of Warcraft dev community listens to them, then the extremely, extremely loud minority stops, you know, being super giga toxic to the dev team. But the normal casual players like me, like you, and everyone else, they just stop playing the game. And that is the larger issue of what happens. I think the segue was missed. I'm saying that I'm in a raid group of people that are terrible and still clear the content, and we have still a great time raiding. Yeah, I mean, Editor, do you out of curiosity, with your, as you put it, I've never seen you raid. Do you clear Mythic, or do you clear Mythic Plus, or is that a different separate tier, or do you clear just Heroics? Because I'm talking about the people who clear Mythic Plus in the first, like, you know, couple of months of content. That is who I'm talking about. That is this group of people. That is what I'm talking about. That is the population of what I'm talking about. So I don't think you're in that population. My comments are not directed to you or other people who play at heroic level. They do Mythic Plus and heroics, but doesn't that make the argument that anyone and everyone should be able to do the hardest content in the game? No, I'm saying that the game should not be catered around that content. That's what I'm saying. There's a middle ground here. My entire point is there is a middle ground here. That's my entire point. But yeah, that was a discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yes, unlike this absolutely dog shit piece of shit human being here, only Joshin, I will be putting this up on YouTube. And yes, this will be React content. Fucking suck on it, bitch. There we go. Most casual gamers don't offer their opinions. If they don't like something, they just stop playing. Exactly, Doc. Exactly. That is the entire point. That is the entire point. We're not actually going to play World of Warcraft. I just wanted to discuss that before we play other fun games. So yeah, we're going to play some actual fun games. We're going to have a good time. Guys, I think we're going to go back to Elden Ring. Who wants to play Elden Ring tonight? Is it time to put a ring on it? I think it's time to put a ring on it. Let me change the information. And then we're gonna take a bathroom break, and then we're gonna hop on in to Elden Ring. Okay. Let me change my tags. Okay. Sid, hell yeah, buddy. And again, thank you for that sub, buddy. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you, and I hope you're having an amazing night. Games like League popularized making game changes around the top few. That's not true. Chumbus, I mean, that's partly true. There's a lot of changes made around the upper echelon of gamers, but there's a lot of changes made around the vast majority of gamers as well. Master Yi they're not trying to make Master Yi available in high ELO, for example. If they did, Master Yi is already really strong in low ELO, but he'd be completely dog shit, like 59% broken in low ELO if they did that. So League of Legends has a very difficult way of balancing the game because they have like 175 champions, but they do a mix of both. And I think I would agree with you on a part, saying that I think League of Legends balance team does bounce too much around pro play, but I think they also do a strong amount of balancing as much as they can. I think because it's like, you know, it's a lot of knobs to push. And as much flack as I give the League of Legends balance team, they do at least try to bounce around all ELOs as well. But yeah, fucking true. No worries, buddy. No worries. I definitely 100% agree on the hard difficulty of WoW in Master Plus and Dungeons, and become military at the top tier hardcore esports crowd, because it makes them more money. I think that listening to the esports crowd gives them less money, Editor, because most people who play at the upper echelon, like, dude, the numbers of people that watch Liquid's like clears of like the top, you know, top tier of content and everything. First of all, it's like a spike in content for like 4 weeks or whatever, and then it's like just a massive drop off, and those numbers get smaller and smaller every raid tier. So I think it actually completely hurts them on the long run. Most people don't do raids at all. Yeah, exactly. And also, Doc, like, even for like normal and heroic raiding, unless you're in a guild that specializes and is very open with, like, you know, lower tier rating, there's a lot of people who think they're good and they're not even in the Mythic Plus tier, where if you try to raid with them, they'd be like, oh, you don't have blah, blah, blah add-on. You don't have this level of gear score. You don't have this. You don't have that. And it's like a list of like 20, 30 fucking things. And then they'll like literally kick you out of the raid. So it's just completely inaccessible because of people's attitude. Because everyone who's not even in the upper echelon thinks they are. Not everyone, but like a lot of people and that's like a giant segment of the raiding community as well. And like Ender got lucky with his group of people that are just like to go around, be goofy, lose in the raids, and, you know, get kills, and, you know, just like, you know, that's like the right group of people to play an MMO with. But, you know, that's not the vast majority of raiders in World of Warcraft. That's the problem. That's the problem. And that's like a big part of the League of Legends community as well. Dude, the League of Legends Twitter community is like this as well. Man, like, I can't even begin to describe the amount of the community members of League of Legends that are like, oh, if you're not Masters Plus, your opinion is dog shit, and you should never be listened to for anything regarding champions ever. And let me just look up how many people are Masters or higher in League. 0.5%, guys. So by that level of idiocy, those people only want the game bounced around and discussed around the top 0.58% of players in League of Legends. League of Legends esports community has this exact problem as well. So yeah, exactly. Guys, I'll be right back. Quick bathroom break, and then we're going to set up the controller. We're going to hop back into Elden Ring, and we're going to have some fun, guys. I'll be right back, my friends. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Let's have some fun.